Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a rather special model from Bremont. This is their new SUPERNOVA, and I must say it is an absolute beast. Just the feel of it, it's as soon as you pick this watch up, it just feels special. You know, it's possibly one of their range topping models now, and I think this is an absolute stunning model. It is very, very special, that has to be said. But you know, it's not going to be to everyone's taste, because this is now stepping into the lines of the likes of the Rolex Submariner. But to be fair, this has got something about it. I'm not going to lie, I think it is a very special watch. But anyway, before we start all this, I've got to say a big thank you to Ryan and the team over at Francis Gaye of Coventry for allowing me to review this watch. I keep saying it, but honestly guys, they've got so many watches in stock, it would be rude not to pop in if you're in the Midlands area. If you're further afield, you know, check out their website. I'll leave a link below, and I dare say they'll sort you out a deal and get a watch straight out to you. So, as I say, this is the SUPERNOVA. They're making a big thing out of this, and I can completely understand why. It's a little bit special. It definitely feels, and with this rather cool movement, it does look the part as well. I think it is very, very cool. The sizes of this watch, it's a 40mm case. The thickness is only 11.1. The lug to lug is a little bit unusual because of this kind of the case they've got, so it's not as bad as it sounds. It's 53, and the bracelet size, well, that's a tough one because it blends into the case. I suppose you're saying around about 25 here, but if I actually just put a set of dividers on there, back here it's 20mm, so it's kind of a bit of a strange one. Let's zoom in on that dial now. Just the dial is absolutely lovely. You've got this black kind of satinized finish in the middle, and the rings going around the outside. I should actually say they call it pitch black, and I completely kind of understand why they would say that, but it does look really good with those radial brush lines going around there and the big applied markers. There is luminous watch. It does look pretty good, to be fair. You have this chapter ring with the hour markers going up there. You know, it does look the biz, even down to that second hand with that little tip of red on there. Nice long second hand, and the sword style hands. Let's just move this hour minute hand out of the way because it's covering up the date wheel. The date wheel is, I think, just quite cool because it's actually a twin disc. So you see, if I point that out, he says, just in here, you see the split line there. So you've got two discs going on there. I think it looks so cool. And down at the 6 o'clock position there, you can just see that power reserve. And I just think it looks superb. The polished hands, the Bremont writing, minimal amount of text. I think it looks really good for it. You've got the Made in England at the bottom there. We'll talk more about that in a minute, but overall I think it looks superb. We have a flat crystal on here coming out to this very nice shiny, they say it's been hardened as well, this bezel. It definitely looks the part. The graining is superb, it has to be said, and also the polishing. Now as we come round, they just do cases so well, I think. Bremont really do have a thing with their tri-lock cases. I think they look so cool. Obviously this part here has been DLC coated, and they compress it all together, and I think it's superb. Doesn't that look amazing? So anyway, as we come round, so we have a screw down crown there. This watch does have 100 meters of water resistance to it, and we do have these kind of nicely sculpted crown guards on there. We do have a little emblem on there. Say it is screwed down. These are just possibly, I think I would almost prefer it if these were not quite as tall, or if the crown was slightly higher, but it's, yeah, no problem. Sometimes it, like there, it has popped out. It has been a little bit vague when it comes out, but that could be simply because it's brand new. Manual winding is buttery smooth. In fact, you'd almost feel like it's not doing anything. It is that silky smooth. One strange thing I have noticed when it comes to hand setting. Now, if I pull it out here, so that's in handset mode. Now, check my hands when I turn it backwards. Can you see that? Let me try again. It's a bit weird. It almost flex down a little bit. Bit of a strange one, but it is a kind of unique movement. I don't know. It's, yeah, that wouldn't be a bugbear for me anyway. Now, let's have a look at the back here. And this really is, let me move that out of the way. I think this is rather special. Now, it's called the, let me remember, ENG 375, and they're saying it's a in-house build, but it's actually based on a company called The Plus K111. So this is a really, really cool movement. It features some really special things. It's got a gold-plated bridge on the back. We also have a silicon escape wheel and pallet fork. Reduced drag. It is quite cool. That is, to be fair, I think that is rather flash. You get 65 hours of power reserve out of this model, so a little bit of a strange one. You see sometimes 60, 70, or even 80 or 100 even, but 65 is a real strange one, but fair play to them. The beat rate on this, they have slowed it down a little bit, but it's does 7 beats per second. So again, a little bit different, but you don't really notice. I think it is quite nice for it. So 22 joules, which I'm surprised. I thought it might have a few more joules, but being that it's got the silicon escapement, maybe it doesn't need it. I don't know. That could be why. So it just looks and feels fantastic. The bracelet is really nice. It just feels cool. I would dare say I'm almost, I'd say it's a tiny, it could do with a little bit more kind of, I don't know, it's not sharp, but it just feels like it could do with a bit more taken off there. One thing I would say, it's all screwed, and it's screwed the whole way through, and I really like that, because it means if you were to badly damage one of these links here, you could just unscrew it and take it out. Now, you can't do that on a normal watch. You only get about 4 or 3 links you can actually remove. This one, you can remove any. So if you were to damage it up here, which on any other watch would mean you've either got to get some laser welding done, or you've got to buy a new bracelet. On this one, you can undo that, contact Bremont and just ask them for that link, I dare say, and it would be that much better. So that is kind of cool. The actual clasp is a butterfly, nice fold over clip there, and it does sit down really nicely, does look the part. Twin button, you get little half links for adjusting the size. So I do think it is really cool. One thing I should also mention about the movement in here, it features Bremont's anti-shock system. So you can see the little red lines around the outside. That is basically, it sits in a big rubber ring. It does spin nice and smooth that way, which to me indicates it's a single direction winder. But it is, I think it does look the part. I did put this on the time grapher, and it did a sterling job. It was coming out at 0, I think it was. Really, really impressive. But there again, it should be. This is a high-end premium watch. We're talking, I think it's just coming on for £8,000. I don't know if there's any deals or whatever, but 8,000 quid. I know a lot of people are going to say that is completely ridiculous, but you are getting a hell of a lot of watch. I think this does look the part. It's one of those where you just have to think to yourself, what would you compare it to? When it feels like this, it is what it is. Let me put it on my wrist to see how it looks. Let's zoom it out. I'm wearing a Zin EZM2, the original EZM2 GSG9. And Bob, what you got there, mate? He has a Longines Ultra That's also very cool. Let's put this on my wrist. As I say, it's not been sized. I have a 7¼ wrist. So let's just hold it down there. I think it looks really good. Now, it is a larger watch, definitely with that lug to lug, but it does kind of come straight down. But it's whether or not you can, you feel you could actually carry it. But it does look the absolute biz. I really do like that dial. I think the dial just looks superb. It's so well executed. But let me know in the comments below. Would you consider buying this watch? I think it's absolutely stunning myself, but there you go. Okay, all the best, guys, and I will see you at the next review. Stay safe out there. Bye.